Yes, good morning. Savva here, Football Heritage TV. It is a Wednesday, the 31st of January, and we're about to play a game today. We are playing a game. I've got one hair there that's annoying me. That's what happens when you have a couple of dogs. We are playing Brentford today at home, and after Arsenal winning last night, we've got to win to stay on their coattails. In today's show, we're going to have a look at the league table, have a little look at where we're left, what tonight's game means. Comments coming out from Postecoglou yesterday suggesting that our transfer window from an incoming perspective certainly is finished. And I'm going to be asking the question, did we miss a trick? Have we missed a trick with all the FFP stuff that's going on to really go out there and capitalise? I'm not sure we capitalised. I'm interested to hear what you guys and girls think. Let's talk about tonight's game as well. Who's going to start? Does James Maddison come straight back in? For me, I thought he looked very much rushed. He looked very, very much rushed back into the first team squad last week. He didn't look fit at all. I don't think he is fit. I think they need to be really careful about whether or not you chuck him straight in. And question marks have to be asked. If you can't beat Brentford at home without James Maddison, what does that say about where Tottenham Hotspur currently are? So before we do anything, let's say a couple of good mornings, and then we'll look at the league table before we get into transfer news and tonight's action. At the moment, the biggest story I can see about Spurs, I see a lot of videos going out about Spurs and sensational signings, but I've not seen anything that makes me want to believe any of it or actually go deep into it. What we are seeing, there's a lot of reports that Brian Hill is in talks with Brighton. What has happened to Brighton? 4-0 defeat for them last night to Luton Town. Before we do anything, smash the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I thought we had a really good show last night. And then all of a sudden at the end, we had a flourish of people that unsubscribed, which was not very nice. But please do smash that like button. You know the rules. I mean, there's nearly 100 of you in here already after a couple of minutes and only 27 likes. All I ask is that people smash that like button to reward the hard work. Here is that button to subscribe. Thank you very much. It is pinned in the chat as well. Good morning to Tony Rodriguez, who is, of course, a channel member. Said, good morning, Savva in the chat. Yeah, where is this Solanke news coming from? I'm just going to Google it now. I feel like this is completely made up. Solanke Spurs, the Sun, Tottenham considering a late transfer swoop for Bournemouth. Can anyone really see Bournemouth selling Dominic Solanke with less than 48 hours of the window to go? I mean, isn't that almost saying to themselves that they don't want to score goals and they're happy to be in a relegation fight? I just can't see it. I can't see it. I'm going to ask the question, is he good enough? Is that a Tottenham level signing? Isn't that, again, it's that difference, isn't it, between the signings that Liverpool and City make and then Dominic Solanke? I'll just leave that there and let you lot answer that. Dan Skyline said, morning, Savva, and good morning to the chat. Good morning to you as well, my friend. Get the fraud, I'll tear out my club. Said, good morning, Savva, and a footballing word. Nervous into the game, but a good result. Yes, of course, you're talking about Arsenal's 2-1 win against Nottingham Forest. Yeah, Arsenal getting some wins under the belt. Are you worried? I mean, I don't watch you and feel like you're a top team at the moment, but you are up there. Obviously, the teams around you have some games in hand, but you're up there. Yeah, fair play to you. You are up there. And at the moment, we'll look at the table in a minute, but at the moment, you are 6 points clear of Tottenham Hotspur. We have a game in hand, but 6 points clear. Mario 2012 has said, good morning, Savva, and everyone in the chat. It's match day. Yes, it is, Mario. Big up to you. Big up to you. Couple of channel members there. And Dan, get the fraud out. Mario and Tony. Ryan Trustain, good morning to you. Yes, myself, the family, and the dogs are well. The dogs are both asleep next to me at the moment, down on the bed. But I put the bed right next to me on the floor, and they both look up at me every now and then as if to say, "Are we going for a walk?" But they're just having a little nap. Big up to you. I said, what is your take on Gallagher and making a late move? I just, listen, I've said this all window. I would take him. I just can't believe we will with less than 48 hours to go. I just don't know. If you wanted him, I don't know why we didn't go and get him. I don't know. I don't know. There's too many reports nowadays, aren't there? There's too many reports. But good morning, Frankie Kiernan. Good morning. Always a class stream. Come on, Frankie. Always a class stream as long as people smash that like button, Frankie. Only 47 likes, 168 of you in here, and keep smashing that subscribe button. And said he needs 21, 22 or 23 Premier League standard players in order to compete. Yeah, we better buy him that then, because at the moment, I don't think we do have that anywhere near. But yes, he did say that. Let's see what happens in the last, what have we got? We've got 24 hours. What have we got? 35 hours, 36 hours, something like that to go in the transfer window. Who knows? We've got a game in between then that we'll talk about in a minute. Hollywood Phil, good morning. Keep going, man. Always great content. I love your opinions. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then big up, look, Mark. It looks like spamming, but big up to you, Mark. Thank you very much for your kind words. And good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning as well, Daniel Borden. Good morning. Good morning to BVB David as well. Tony has come in and said, against City, the fear of losing was greater than the will to win. They all need to man up and show some cojones tonight. Look, it's a difficult one, right? Because let's call it for what it is. I know most of our fan base spent the best part of 3 weeks belittling Man City and saying that they haven't got a lot to beat us and you know, we're nearly as good as them now and blah, blah, blah. I think Menvy boys prevailed on the night. I think we witnessed what it takes. I think we witnessed what it takes to be a team that dominates games for 90 minutes. Spurs, this season, I think we played some good football in patches. I think we played some bad football in patches. But it's going to take a while. If you want to get to that level, you've got to add quality and you need time. Time and quality. Two commodities that aren't free. Ryan said, come on, people, hit the like and subscribe button. 40 people. Well, listen, there's more than 40 now. There's 182 people in here. But big up, Ryan. Paul G said, it's only bloody Savva. Morning, old chapo. Good morning to you as well, Paul. Good morning. John Clark's a channel member. Said, will we take advantage of the Villa slip-up last night? Yes, well, look, Aston Villa losing 3-1 at home. They'll probably be asking themselves how. I don't think it was a 3-1 game. Newcastle, though, executed the counter-attack away from home perfectly. And here's a Newcastle fan that we can ask. Big up, Steve. How you doing, bro? Said, listen, I mean, 4-0 Luton. I mean, I didn't think it was against the realms of possibility that Luton would win, but 4-0, 3-1 away for Newcastle. Yeah, I mean, what did you think? I thought that you guys executed counter-attacking brilliantly. But listen, it is what it is, and that puts Newcastle. Let's have a look, Steve. I'll tell you what, we'll have a look. 1 second. Where are we? Oh, I've lost it. There we go. Let me remove that, Steve. Present, share screen. Here we go. If we look at the Premier League table, how does that leave the table? You can see there that Liverpool are in first, 48 points with a game in hand. Arsenal have played one game less than Liverpool, 2 points behind them. So that probably will be 5 tonight if they beat Chelsea. And then Man City have 2 games in hand, of which one tonight is Burnley at home. You would probably think that they win that. So with Aston Villa there on 43, it is imperative that Spurs win tonight. If we don't win tonight, we'll probably be, if we don't win tonight, it looks like we'll be 11 points off of Liverpool if they win, and possibly 6 points behind City and Arsenal. So listen, it's a big game today. Should be winning it. Brentford at home, no excuses for me with the players that are missing. Brentford have got a much worse injury squad crisis than we have. So no excuses tonight. You've got to get that win by hook or crook. We've got to get that win. Our goal difference as well is one worse than Villa's at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight as to whether or not we can go into fourth, whether we stay fifth. But we do know that we can't go any higher than fourth tonight. We won't go into third, even if City lose, because of their superior goal difference. But we've got to win that game. You can see Arsenal there. Couple of wins in a row has just put them in a nice little position, tucked in behind Liverpool. City have won 3 on the bounce and look like they'll probably make it 4 tonight. I don't think it'll take a brave person to bet on Burnley at the Etihad to win that game. Stranger things have happened. I just can't see it. So look, there is the league table. And then for Newcastle United, let's mention them. That win yesterday did stop the rot. You can see there 4 defeats in a row for Newcastle United, followed by that win last night, has just put them into Europa League positions, but it's very tight. Them, Brighton and Man U all on 32, Chelsea on 21 and Wolves on 29. Chelsea can go on to 34 points tonight if they beat Liverpool. That would make the league very interesting if Chelsea beat Liverpool. I can't see it, but hey, who knows? Who knows? The league is a wonderful thing. Please continue to smash that like button. Please subscribe. There's 228 of you in here and 69 likes. It's really, really poor. And let's smash that subscribe button, people. We've gone backwards again overnight, which is really, really disappointing. 13,005. Let's get that to 13,010. Good morning. Good morning to Billy Wilson. Neil said, good morning, Savva. Newspaper saying Tottenham interested in Solanke. Yeah, I can't see it. Can you? Who? Let me know in the chat. Can anyone really see it? Dominic Solanke, the last sort of 36 hours of the window. Aaron J.O. Aaron's having one of those days where he's going to be nice to me today. So we're always 2 players short after every window. I think we're many, many players short. I don't think we're 2 players short. I think we're many players short. But yeah, I agree with your theory. Bill said, morning, mate. We've always missed a trick. You know this. I know. And I've got a video coming out. Just so people don't think I'm lying. I just make it up on the fly. There we go. Today's video. Anne says no more signings. Have we missed a trick? There we go. I think we massively have missed a trick. I see fans celebrating such things as FFP and stadiums. What does it actually mean if you don't go out there and capitalise? A Rhythmic Renegade, good morning to you. Good morning to Paul 123. Yeah, we should have taken advantage of FFP and had a better window. I agree. For me, it's been a meh. Listen, I'm Dragoshin, good. But that deal for me should have been done in the summer. And Werner, everyone knows my faults. It's just on Sky Sports. What we're talking about Dominic Solanke. Look, I just don't know. I just don't know. Not for me. Tony said, "Hello, Matters look ginger v City. I wouldn't start him. I'd start Sarr. Sarr surely won't be back by now, right? He was in Africa yesterday, right? Or the night before. I can't imagine he'd be back. So for me, I think it's going to be. I reckon it'll be Højbjerg or Skip, Bentancur and Kulusevski again. For me, that's what I think he'll go with. But that midfield 3 needs to be a lot better tonight because they were very poor against Man City. Good morning to you, Kate. Good morning. I hope you are well. Kate, tell these frauds to smash the like button. 87 likes. We should be on 150. Belgrade Wanderer said getting Solanke will be disastrous. It's not the level Spurs need and would be another late panic buy. I completely agree. For me, I think Dominic Solanke would come in. I think he'd score a few goals a season. I think he'd get 10 to 12 a season. But again, is that the level you want? Not for me. Rhythmic Renegade has said, would like to see Matters come in on the second half. Don't want to rush him back. I agree. I listen, he could come in and be super fit. But from what we saw the other night, this was a guy that people were wanting him to start against Man City. He looked so unfit. It was unreal. Kate, I know you always do the like. Big up to you. Thank you very much. Castilla said the Richarlison replacement. Richarlison's still here. He's still here. 50 million for Solanke. Another Richie. Frankie Kiernan said, I wouldn't even want Solanke. Yeah, Frankie, I know. Listen, I hear you. But Spurs do some strange things. Mark said, good morning, Savva. I take on the point we need homegrown and someone who can actually finish in the league. 50 million, not so bad in today's market. Who's a homegrown and a striker? Listen, for me, I think if you're going to buy a homegrown, listen, if you're buying a homegrown striker, you've got to go and whack big on Tony. If not, buy homegrown in other areas of the pitch. Buy homegrown in other areas of the pitch and buy a foreign striker. For me, I just don't think it would be... I don't think it would be a good signing at all. I think it screams a panic. Skur has said, morning, Sav. Good morning to you. I'm nervous about tonight. We never take advantage of opponents losing. I think we will tonight. I think we will. I've had it in my mind all week, 2-1, 3-1 Spurs. Listen, they owe us a performance. I think we've been poor lately. I thought we were poor. I mean, the Man United game, I thought we just didn't hurt them. We had a lot of the ball. We didn't hurt them at all. I thought we were poor against Man City. Before that, I thought we were poor v Burnley as well. So for me, I think they owe us a performance. Frankie said that is not ambitious enough. Might prefer a Charleston. Oh, God, neither of them should be at Tottenham Hotspur. Big up, Oryx Beach said, morning, Savva. Madison's injury record is why we should have gone for Eze or Gibbs White this window. But Levy. The thing is, when you actually look at it, Oryx Beach, James Maddison, over the last 4 or 5 seasons, has always played over 30 of the 38 league games. So, listen, I was always beyond buying Maddison. But you're right. You've got to, for me, you've got to buy other players as well. For me, Eze, I watched the highlights last night of Eze and Elise for Palace. They are so much better than most of our players. I would go and get them in. Tony said Solanke would be another 50 million down the drain. Don't look past it. You know what Spurs are like. Rivmika said, is Scarlett available for the bench tonight? Probably. That's where we're at. Dane Scarlett's on the bench. We really did cock up that year for him. This last 2 years for Dane Scarlett, haven't we? Alpesh, no, I'm not sad about it. It's just frustrating. That's all it is, Alpesh. It's just frustrating. You know, I put in a lot of hard work, and then towards the end of the show, I thought we had a really good show yesterday. Bill has said, can any of you Ange stands let us know if we're signing anyone, seeing as you know everything? Bill going on the offensive early morning. Nottingham Forest, by the way, are closing in on a deal to sign Portuguese talent Rodrigo Ribeiro as a new striker. Loan deal with buy option from Sporting. So Nottingham Forest are buying getting Gio Reyna and Ribeiro. I know Gio Reyna. I don't know Ribeiro. So that should be interesting. Nottingham Forest trying to do a few bits. They looked toothless last night, Forest, didn't they? They were completely outclassed by Arsenal. BVB said Ian Matson on loan at Dortmund from Chelsea, one of the best loan signings. Good player, this lad. Very good player. Poch didn't seem to fancy him, did he? Paul, I ask myself that every day. I mean, Gibbs White's the one player that when I watched yesterday gets the ball, good footwork, holds the ball up, good technique, good dribbling. But it is what it is. Kate said this is typical Levy. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I mean, before we say it's typical Levy, I don't know if it, I don't know. I don't know if it's true. Stack Row said, morning. Let's get back to winning ways tonight. Yeah, got to get back to winning ways tonight. No two ways about it. Connor has said, Solanke, you can't make this up. I really don't rate Ange players he likes. Listen, at the moment, we don't know. Like at the moment, I haven't seen anything concrete. So let's wait and see. What happens before we lambast anyone. Ella Sense said, how comes you're still not bragging about Mudryk and Carvalho, who's out on loan, but say Papa is okay and slag off what? How comes you're still not bragging about Mudryk and Carvalho, who's out on loan, but say Papa is okay and slag off Kulu when those two players ain't done nothing? Sorry, what? Papa Sarr's a good player. What I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know when am I bragging about Mudryk and Carvalho and slagging off Kulu when they I tell you, can you rewrite that sentence so it makes sense? I can't understand what do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. Sorry, that just seems weird. Gallagher's never going to be sold for 80 million, and Spurs definitely aren't paying 80 million for anyone. Simon said, were you gutted last night when Korea scored in the 99th minute? Look, I think the thing for me is I thought the goal was coming. But, I mean, for the 99th minute, listen, for Son, I don't want Son to be knocked out for him. I think that's harsh. You know, that's he's the captain of South Korea. He's very, very proud for that. But for us, it does highlight that we've bought very badly in attack. Very, very badly in attack. Talk to me, people, tonight. What's the 11 tonight versus Brentford? What are your expectations? Brentford put on a decent show in their last game against Forest, but that was at home. Forest managed to grab a couple of goals against them. What are we expecting from Tottenham? And then we'll catch up on those comments in a few minutes. Shem Tanner said, good morning, Savva. If we pay 50 for Solanke, I'm changing their club name to Panic Buy. Worried about starting Maddison. Remember what happened to Bentancur. Yeah, look, I agree. I mean, Bentancur's was slightly different because he took a bad knock from Matty Cash. But look, I agree. if you rush players back, you're going to risk injuries. For me, he just didn't look fit. Now, listen, I think you can see what Man City have done with Kevin De Bruyne. You bring those sorts of players back in slowly. Let's see. Wanyama's in pajamas said, I hope you ain't doing an all-day football transfer. Nothing coming in. Best it might get real. I mean, Wanyama's in pajamas. Like, listen, this is the person the other day as well that was messaging me, telling me when I should stream and when I shouldn't. Dude, I'm not going to do an all-day transfer because it's the January transfer window. I will do a show in the evening. But when I do a show, it's nothing to do with you, I'm afraid. Like, just, I hope you ain't doing an all-day show. Even if I was, you don't have to watch. People are so strange. Philly said, big up my brother from another mother, Savva, and everyone in the magnificent chat. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Video complete has said, hi, Savva. Gallagher at 80 million. I'd rather go for Nicolo Barella. Listen, I think we'd all like Nicolo Barella, but Gallagher is not going to be 80 million. And the reason I think they're going to be looking at a player like Gallagher, I can't keep saying this enough. We need homegrown footballers. We need some homegrown footballers. Yes, a win would put us into the top 4 tonight, depending on the score. I'm looking at the league table now. A win will put us level on points with Villa. A 1-0 win would see us level on goal difference, and we'd have scored one more. So, yes, a win tonight puts us 4th. A win does put us back into that top 4. Quickly, have you liked the stream? 113 likes, 313 of you in here. That means 200 people haven't. And please smash that subscribe button. Being really tight on the subscribers lately, people. Come on. Putting in a lot of graft for you guys. So please, please, please do smash that subscribe button. It is pinned in the chat. Big up 7SC. I hope you're well. Wilson saying Matchday. Absolutely. Get the fraud Arteta out of my club. Have you heard the reports of Brighton want Hill on loan? Yes, I have. Look, I don't know what to make of this. I really don't know if it's true. And if they do want him, I don't know for what. But if he does go there, good luck to him. Listen, I'm not a massive fan of Brian Hill, but, he's watching players like Brennan Johnson play over him week in, week out. And Brennan Johnson is not very good at all. So, it is what it is. Orox Beats said, I love Ange, but my criticism is that when we play low block teams, we should stop playing inverted fullbacks and play overlapping fullbacks when our wingers are poor. I kind of get you. I do feel that when we play you're right, that when we play low block teams, I don't feel that we've got any width to get round them. But hey, that's something for Ange to figure out. Strasbourg Steve said, yeah, I kind of agree with you about it. It wasn't really a 3-1 game. But when you convert your chances and start the game off good, you reap the rewards. Amen. Yeah, and Murphy played a huge role in the press. Listen, I agree with you completely. Absolutely great win for Newcastle. And listen, it really was good for Spurs in terms of a top 4 chase. Ryan said, not saying it's the best we could do, but I'd take Solanke. Homegrown, great season. I'd argue he easily displaces Richie. Hill, Solomon and Johnson. But I think your first sentence summed it up as a Spurs fan, right? Not saying he's the best we can do. If this is what we're going to keep buying, we're never going to challenge. We're not going to challenge if we keep buying. Listen, this is a guy who's had an okay career. Never really scored a lot of goals, but not for me. George Raffis, big up, George. Hope you're well. Said, all right, mate. Hope you're good. Where have all the Arsenal fans come from? Yeah, I know. When they were losing games, they were nowhere to be seen. Now they're all back. 2 weeks ago, they were telling us who they were buying. That they were buying this player, that player, and everyone. Now they've won back-to-back games against 2 of the. Let me get this right. 2 of the bottom 7 they've beaten in the last. They've beaten 14th place Palace, 16th place Nottingham Forest, and now all of a sudden they're back and they're winning. They're just unbearable. But it is what it is. Ryan has said, does top 5 get Champions League this season? It's all to do with coefficient points, right? And I believe somebody better in the chat will tell you. I believe it's all down to how well the English clubs do in Europe. Someone else might know more than me. I don't know. They shouldn't be that complicated, should it, Ryan? It should just be we know at the beginning of the season. Oryx Beach said 50 million plus Hill gets us Gibbs White. What are these scouts smoking if Solanke is true? Listen, if Dominic Solanke is the answer, then no one's going to tell me that Big Ange has come in and changed anything at this club. I'm not blaming Big Ange, but, all of this, Big Ange will do this, Big Ange will do that. I just can't see it. Big Phil Wicken has said Spurs got a lot of signings in the summer that were classy. They will go again. Did we get a lot of signings in the summer that were classy? I think Vicario, Maddison, and Van der Ven, yes. I don't think the others were classy in any way, shape, or form. I feel like this is a complete overreaction, as usual, from our fan base as to how good a transfer window was. I think we'd all rather Vlahovic. Tottenham aren't going to do anywhere near what it would take to get Vlahovic out of Juventus. We know that. Sarr is back today, won't play till at least Saturday. Yeah, and we know that Son and Basuma will both miss the next 2 games minimum. Billy Wilson-Nils, I can't believe we didn't try hard to get rid of Højbjerg and getting a centre mid who fits Ange's system, i.e. Edison from Landra, Conor Gallagher. Listen, we don't have the ambition to really push. We never, ever do. We know that. Come on, we know that. Big up Atov Tron Wembley. I've not seen you for ages. City made us look poor on Friday night. Brentford won't be able to do that to the same extent. Of course they won't. We've got to win. Listen, I'm sitting here saying we will win tonight. We have to win tonight. Forget whether we will or won't. We have to. We've got to win tonight. Stack Row has said, realistically, Werner should be our deadline day panic signing. Definitely should have focused on better quality early in the window. I agree. It seemed like we panicked, and we panicked early. Yes, good player. Very good centre forward is Vlahovic. Very good centre forward. In our formation as well. Because Juventus, I think he'd flourish. In Juventus, he's a bit slower, but I think in ours, he'd flourish. Okay, fair enough. Has Bosnian will score more goals than... Well, that's not true. If you look down the last 5-6 years of him being in England, this hasn't been true. So I'm not sure where this has come from. I agree. If 50 million scouts you Dominic Solanke, I really do worry. That Spurs podcast said, if we're using Johnson and Richie as part of the deal, I'm in. Where's the quality? Where's the ambition? Listen, I'd rather we don't buy than buy Solanke. We can't keep doing this, surely. Moody Spurs said you just can't take the club seriously when they want to sign players like Solanke. I'll caveat that we don't know this is true, but for me, it's mad. Solanke, a way more well-rounded striker than Richie. Listen, this is a guy who's hardly scored any goals for years, and now we all want him. I just think it's mad. Kate has said, Savva knew that Kane was leaving and Sonny was going to Asia. Should have got a striker in. I completely agree with all of that, Kate. We knew this. We knew Kane was going. We knew Son was going to the Cup. Guys and girls, come on. There's 375 of you in it and 140 likes. This is absolutely madness. Some YouTubers won't even start the show until they got 200 likes. Please smash that like button. I don't ask a lot. I've not asked for your money. Just smash that like button. Please subscribe. The link is in the chat and it is pinned. But please do smash the likes. It is free, people. I'm going to try and catch up. Craig said, I actually rate Solanke. Anything is better up front. I mean, I just can't get... I don't get it. I don't get this. Sorry, mate. You know me. You know I'm going to be honest. Anything is better than Richie. It's that type of attitude as to why we don't ever win anything. Anything is better than Richie. Sure, he's better than Richie, but do we really want to just do that? Don't we want to be a top club? Alan said, big up, Sav. I hope you're good. Maddison needs to start tonight. Yeah, but only if he's fit, Alan. Only if he's fit. Because, Alan, everyone, I remember all of you lot saying he should have started against City. And when he came on for the last 20 minutes or whatever, he looked dead on his feet. So, only if fit. Bored with this, we're playing Brentford at home. Brentford at home tonight. It's got to be 3 points. No excuses. 3 points. Amazed. 80%. What made us start? I think you've got to bring back players gradually after injuries. Yeah, so far, 198 votes. 80% have said for him to start. I think if he's fit, yes. If not, you've got to be careful. I'm going to try and catch up to as many comments as possible. Sorry, there's so many comments. Let me see. Just quickly go through. Ren has said it just means everyone is going to go for Australia when we play Korea. The old Korean Australian fans, eh? Big up to you. Video complete. Sofiane said Vicario, Porro, Romero, Dragashin, Adogi, Bentancur, Sarr. Sarr's not going to play tonight, my man. Sarr's not going to play tonight. Lots of people going for Dragashin. Sorry, is Van der Ven injured? Why is everyone going for why is everyone, so this is this person hasn't picked Van der Ven, this person hasn't picked Van der Ven. Is he injured? Because he's our best centre half. I don't know why he wouldn't play. Alfie Dorrington suffered a hamstring. Everyone suffered a hamstring at Spurs this year, haven't they? Ren said the ego on him to think he's the be-all and end-all who gets to decide when people stream. Oh, madness, honestly. Mark, not Mark, has said, what's this silly rumour about us in the Solanke? I don't know. It screams of panic. I want to see something. I want to see a respectful person say it. I want to see someone like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I want to see a Romano or an Ornstein say it. At the moment, I'm not buying into this, if I'm completely honest. Yesterday, I said on Football London Facebook post that Brendan Johnson is poor and legit. Someone told me to go down the Emirates. Again, it's the same fans that want Solanke, right? It's the same fans. If we've built this stadium to go and buy Solankes and Brendan Johnsons, I just give up. Daniel has said Matt O'Reilly is the obvious homegrown talent. Big teams in it and displaying rumours be sniffing for now from a few bits I've read. Yeah, didn't Celtic turned down an approach from Atletico Madrid. I don't know. I love Matt O'Reilly. I think everyone who's seen me stream long enough knows I love Matt O'Reilly in our team. I think he is homegrown. Isn't he homegrown by hook? I don't know how, but someone's told me he is homegrown. Paul 123 has said if we had a bad summer window, it'll be small Ange, I'm afraid. Look, I don't completely blame Ange. It's the way this club moves. But for me, I'm waiting for that signing. I'm waiting for that signing that shows we're serious. And I've not seen it. I've not seen that signing yet. Chris has said, morning, mate. If we sign Solanke for 15 million, this proves to me you can have as many scouts as you like, but Levy pulls the strings. Look at that Berbatov goal I sent you last night. What's Berbatov worth now? Yeah, I mean, that WhatsApp you sent me last night, that goal from Berbatov was, delicious. But look, we're talking about chalk and cheese, aren't we? Players like Solanke, players like Berbatov. I'm not even asking for a Berbatov, Chris. I just think we've got to get better than Dominic Solanke, haven't we? Surely we've got to get better than Dominic Solanke. I don't know. I just love us to go out there and speak to Juve and say, look, here's 80 million for Vlahovic. Try it. They might say no, but try it. Show us that you're trying. But listen, at the moment, I'm going to caveat, no one knows if Dominic Solanke is coming to the club. Aquasubs, yes, this is something I wanted to talk about as well. Amazed, the manager said yesterday, he hasn't really been involved in incoming and outgoing players this window because he's had games to manage. Only does a final veto or approval. Not good, in my opinion. Now, this goes back to Ange is the manager that said, I will have final say on all players coming in. But all of these people saying that he's going to be finding the players and that, again, I'm just concerned with, we seem to have done a lot of work with the scouting on the director of football and all this, and then we're still coming up with Timo Werner's, Brennan Johnson's, Dominic Solanke's. There are so many footballers out there. And that's our level. I just fail to believe it. Jess said we should get Neto. Top player. Arsenal wanted Solanke as well. Well, they didn't put in a bid, so they couldn't have wanted him that badly. Rinketic has said Solanke is meh. I agree. Solanke, for me, is playing at the level he should be playing at. Where are Bournemouth? Bournemouth are 13th in the table. For me, that is where they should be. That is where he should be. Somewhere in between that 12th and 17th is where a Dominic Solanke should be. Not for me. No, come on. Stack Rower said Tosin for free in the summer makes sense, but he didn't want Tottenham last summer. Listen, I mean, as a homegrown option, as another centre-half, a lot of games in Europe. It wouldn't be the worst signing in the world. But again, it's about what's our level. What do we want to be? I'll ask this. What do we as fans want to be? Before people, I know we'll get a lot of people will want to stick up when I say about Brennan Johnson and Richarlison and that. So I'll ask the question back. What do we want to be? What do Spurs fans want Tottenham to be? And in what time frame? There you go. This morning's question. Let me know. What do you want us to be and in what time frame? Is it that you just want us to qualify for Champions League in 1 year? Put that. Is it in 3 years you want to win a Premier League? Put that. Let me know a time frame and what you want the club to achieve, right? If it is to win leagues, then we cannot be signing Solankes and Brennan Johnsons. It's just common sense. If it is just Champions League football, fine. So let me know what you think. Bill, absolutely, absolutely. This guy, I'll tell you what, let's do it, shall we? Dominic Solanke. Dominic Solanke. Oh, hang on, where are we here? Dominic Solanke. Dominic Solanke, here we go. So I'm going to bring up his Wikipedia page. So bear with me 1 second. Share screen. Dominic Solanke. Right. So here's Dominic Solanke. So as we can see there, if you look on the right-hand side, he's 26 years of age, 27 this year. Okay. He's 27 this year. Now, if we scroll this further down, we can see here that in 21 games for Liverpool, 21 games for Liverpool, he got 1 goal, right? In the Premier League, he got 3 goals in this season here, 4 in total. Championship, he got 15 and 30. And then last season in the Premier League, he got 7. Now, this season, he's having a decent year, 14 in all competitions. Is that goal-scoring record there? Is this? Have a look at this. Is all of this what you lot want Tottenham Hotspur to be? Is this what we are now? Let's be fair. This is the standout number. The number 29 is the standout number, right? And that was in the Championship. Are we really, really saying that this is what we want to be? I'm just confused with what some of our fans want. Some. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Paul said he wants Korea to beat Australia. Okay, fair enough. I don't have an opinion either way. I don't really care who wins those games. Nothing to do with me, if I'm brutally honest. Danielle Stewart saying Villa losing. Both Spurs and West Ham need to capitalise on it and win this week. Well, yeah, definitely Spurs do. I don't mind so much about West Ham not, but yes. Stack Row. VDV was clearly our best defender against City. Can't drop him. Stanikush. Surely though that you would. It would be Romero that comes out. I mean, Van der Ven was a Rolls Royce the other night. Surely you would never drop Van der Ven, would you? Madness. Daniela Stewart, a lot of rubbish written in the press this week. It's transfer deadline week. There's going to be loads and loads of rubbish written. Keep smashing that like button, people. We're on 180 and there's 368 of you in here. There should be 250 minimum right now. Loan Richarlison to Bournemouth. Can't see anyone buying him. I can't imagine that this would happen. Bournemouth giving us Solanke, Richarlison going the other way. We would rather solidify the centre-backs for the next 5 years and spend 50 million on Todibo, pay up front and take him in the summer. Look, what I do know, I've said this all along, we're going to have a lot of games next week, next season when we're in Europe. You're going to have 4 centre-backs minimum, plus maybe a couple of youth ones like Phillips and Dorrington. So, yeah, maybe a Todibo comes in as well. And then that's down to the manager to rotate them and get them game time. It's what Pep does. It's what Klopp does. Alpesh said, Savva, Drago Sheen because of the early kickoff away to Everton keeps players rotated and no injuries. Yeah, but why was it Van der Ven coming out and not Romero? Multi-channel said, never mind Van der Ven being our best centre-back. He's in the top 5 of best players at the club. For me, he's in the top 3 of best players at the club. For me, easily. It's Sonny, Maddison, and Van der Ven. Best 3 players at the club. That's me. But hey, I hope Romano doesn't say we're signing Solanke. Look, he might come in. He might grab a few goals. But for me, it's just another underwhelming player. Is he the guy on Champions League nights that will fire you through? Is he the guy that's going to get you 25, 30 goals a season? I just don't think he is. Joey has said, surely Ange drops Johnson tonight. I think it all depends on who's fit and available. For me, I don't think he should play, but we'll see. Listen, he might play and score. He's got to score at some point, right? Because he never scores goals. Yes, Atletico Madrid, yeah, they did want Matt O'Reilly, but Celtic said no. Yeah. Oh, mate, the Charlton goal was just sublime, wasn't it, that Berbatov scored? Berbatov, squad player in the Bayer Leverkusen squad that got to the Champions League final. I mean, Berbatov, listen, all I know is Berbatov was one of a kind. When we talk about generational footballers, Jesus, that guy, right there, guys and girls, keep smashing that like button. Big up to each and every one of you, and thank you to all of those that have subscribed so far this morning. We'll be back. I'm not finishing, by the way, but we'll be back tonight from 6 o'clock for all the build up to tonight's game and a live watch along. And please, I will have a video out this afternoon as well, so please show some love and support on that one. I'd go for Dragoshin because Tony is dangerous in the air. Van de Ven is very good, but I give him a rest. Why on earth? I no idea. No idea what we're doing here. No, our fan base is just, we want Solanke. We stick up for Brennan Johnsons. We want to rest Van de Ven. Van de Ven kept us in the game against City. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree with this as well. I agree. Jimenez is worth a shot. I just can't believe it. I don't know. Johnson seemed much more confident playing for Forest. Right, Stackrow. I don't know. This is really basic stuff, right? When he was at Nottingham Forest played on the counter-attack. So literally it was run in a straight line. At Tottenham, he has a lot of the ball and is asked to beat a man and is asked to link up play. He's not good enough to do it. There's some breaking news, by the way, in the Sky Sports studio. I'll let you know what it is as soon as I know. I can't hear it at the moment. Bear 1 second. No, I don't know what that is. Tottenham, Thomas said, love Matt O'Reilly. Be perfect for us, but can't see us doing that. Yeah, I agree. And big up to you as well. I would love Matt O'Reilly, a really good footballer. Daniel has said, Savva, I've said from day one, I don't believe Brennan Johnson was Andy's first choice. Mate, absolutely. But this is my point was at the time, people were convincing me. When I said I didn't want him, they said, this is Ange's first choice. If Ange wants him, I want him. That was the line people are coming out with. If that's the case, then you have to want Phillips, Valise, Solomon, Brennan Johnson. If you sign Solanke, Werner, you can't have it both ways. For me, I'm not sure in any reality that Postecoglou has turned around and said, you know, I really want Werner and Johnson. I fail to believe it in any way, shape or form. Dave has said, I think taken out of context, he gave a list of that he'd want and willing to let go and then just focused on managing. Possibly, but he could have just said that. When we're saying out of context, he could have just said that there might be some outgoings, we'll see. But he said, I've got nothing to do with it. That was weird for me. Adiza said, we need to start Dragoshin tonight. 1, he needs game time, and 2, to see what he's really like. Remember, before he joined us, he only been dual past once. Listen, I agree, but I'm putting him in for Romero, if anyone. I'm not putting him in for Mickey van der Ven. Mickey van der Ven, for me, is the, I said it at the time, the bigger miss at the back out of him and Romero. He's class. Absolutely class. That's why I wanted him in the summer. Class footballer. Joey J. So why are we signing Solanke? Well, at the moment, we're not. At the moment, there's no bids. There's no bid or anything. So let's see. Stack Rower said Solanke has the same amount of goals as Son. It's the only reason he's being hyped up. I wouldn't listen to a rumour from the Sun. I'm not listening. I don't believe there's anything in it. I'm just praying there isn't. I'm praying there isn't. And thank you to all those that are subscribing. It's very generous of you today. Really, really do appreciate that. God, let me just have a bit of water before we go again. It's hard work talking. By the way, I will be live today on Straight Facts with Terry. It's the only other show I now do other than my own. So I will be on that, getting abused in the chat, no doubt. Solanke is a one-season wonder, just like Michu. Remember Michu or Berahino? God, weren't we trying to sign Berahino for about a million years? Joey J said, why are we signing Solanke? Oh, sorry, I've done that one. That Spurs podcast said, Stell's debate with Harry was good the other day, but showed some fans now just happy that we're within FFP. I've not seen it. I need to message Stell. and see if he can send me that. I know that he was going to have the conversation. So I'll go and watch that. I'm guessing Stell was talking about how the club should have done better with money, and Harry was probably sticking up for it, right? But I'll definitely go and have a watch of that today, and I'll message Stell, see what's going on. Aquasub said, you cannot say it's Ange's team if he isn't driving recruitment for his system. Otherwise, it's the scouts and director of football. Listen, Ange is the one that came out and said it, mate. Ange is the one that came out and said it. I sign off every player that comes in. He can say no. So for me, listen, we can say it's Ange's team when it gets to be his team. They are his signings. Brennan Johnson is his signing. Werner is his signing. Valise, Kulusevski, Solomon. There is signings. It can't just be, oh, he really wanted Van der Ven. Look at that great signing. Oh, but this one didn't work out. That's not his. We can't do that. We did that with Conte. It's not right. I was us buying 2 to 3 big names. I want us buying 2 to 3 big names and challenging for the title in 2026. Avatron has said, I want us to be a hell of a lot more than our chairman does. Brilliant. Cup minimum after Ange's 3 seasons. So just a cup in the next 3 years. Fiona wants us to win the league within 5 years. So by 2029, you want us to win the league. 2029. Bill said, I just want my football club to show the football team comes first. Amina said, we are winning the league or we aren't? We are winning the league with Levy. Let Solanke go to Chelsea. Same as Johnson, we paid double his value. Yeah. I don't even think Brennan Johnson's worth 25 million for me. He can get much better. Big up Phil P. Yeah, he's okay. I agree with you. Okay, he's an okay player. If he comes in, he's part of the squad. Okay, but it's not. Listen, there's a difference between if we sign Solanke, I'll be like, meh. Okay, he's one of our forwards. But again, it will make me question what is it that we want as a football club. You know, I don't think anyone. But what will happen is half our fan base will do that thing where they go, well, if Ange wants him, I want him. He's brilliant. He's what we've been missing. You know what we do. Phil Moss has said, win a cup within 1 year from now, 2 cups the next year, and in 3 years, a title win. I'm in full dream mode. Listen, these things are possible if the club act properly. You're not doing it with what we've been doing so far. Just putting up Brighton's Premier League results, by the way. They drew 0-0 to West Ham, drew 0-0 with Wolves, and lost 4-0 to Luton. So a bit of a mini crisis going on there for De Zerbi. They can't score goals at all. And yet, when they played Tottenham Hotspur, they scored 4. Only Spurs. Only Spurs. Only Spurs. Where are we? Orox Beats said, what app do you use for streaming? When you say app, I stream off of StreamYard. Is the app that I use, if that's what you mean. Let me know if that's what you mean. Chris Barron has said, ultimate ambition, win it all. We need better quality for the first team and squad. Richarlison is bottom 10 level Premier League. BJ is championship level. That's me being nice. Never settle for less. Absolutely. I agree. Human has said, big up, Savva. Just wanted to thank you for your brilliant content. Dybala is 13 million. What on earth are we doing? I would love Dybala. Can you imagine? I don't know why I got all excited there. Can you imagine? Tell you what, it's cold. That's why I'm trying to get myself warm. Can you imagine if we went and spent 13 million on Dybala and you had some games you'd have Dybala, Maddison rotating. Other games you'd have Dybala floating wide, Maddison in the hole and vice versa. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Be absolutely amazing. Xerxes. People talking about Xerxes. Zaf Plant has said, I just want us to be genuine contenders for all silverware over the next few years. We'll see. Absolutely. Is this what we are now? Copyright. Absolutely. Is this what we are? Are we a fan base? Like, do you know what? Let's look at it like this. I'll look at it like this. I am someone that said at the beginning of the season, this year, implement a philosophy of football. Yeah, it's not the be-all and end-all where we finish. Let's see a plan. Let's see a project. Let's see a process. Absolutely, I stand by that. Then you get people that will go, oh, we're only 6 months in. If, you know, as a YouTuber, if I critique the game, if we lost tonight, I would critique it. And they go, oh, we're only 6 months in. That's fine. Being 6 months in is fine. Being 1 year into a project is fine. But that doesn't mean that for in the month 1 to 6 and month 6 to 12 that you buy poor players. You can't be buying players poor players at the beginning of a process, then thinking that the process is going to go like that, right? If you buy average players, you will go like that or like that. If you buy good players, you will go like that. You buy world-class players, you go like that. Now, I'm not expecting the world-class players, not expecting it, but I am expecting the players that make you do this on a trajectory. That's all I'm asking for. Hopefully, that sums up my feelings on Tottenham Hotspur. Trevor said, going to take time to build, so qualifying for Champions League will be good. It would be good as long as in the summer we buy some Champions League quality players. Let's just have a look, a quick little look. Fabrizio Romano has just put out a few posts. Let's see if any of it affects the Premier League. Obviously, there was the news yesterday that Michael Edwards has turned down the project at Liverpool. Olympic Lyonnais in the last minute have agreed both Orel Mangala and Saeed Benrahma. So Benrahma will join from West Ham to Lyon, and Mangala will go there as well. Before that, we had Carlos Alcaraz has just started his medical tests from Southampton to Juve overnight. That's not bad for a player, is it? As we said, Nottingham Forest are closing in on a deal to sign Portuguese talent Rodrigo Ribeiro, loan deal with buy option. God, Sporting really do bring through some footballers, don't they? Romain Mundle, remember him? Romain Mundle from our youth team. He's in England this morning to complete his move to Sunderland. Medical and contract signing today for the former Tottenham talent joining from Standard Liège. So Michael Beale is buying Romain Mundle. And Jurgen Klopp has said, we wanted Bellingham and realised it would not happen. We thought we could maybe do Caicedo, so we went in. But he had an emotional agreement with Chelsea and Poch. Lavia had his own reasons, so we were there. We were lucky. We found Wataru. Good management, that, eh? Good management. And Bournemouth confirmed Romain Favre has been recalled from his loan at French side Lorient. He's replacing David Brooks with immediate effect as David Brooks has gone to Southampton on loan. And Wolves and PSG have completed the contracts for Noah Lamina, loan move with buy option. So there is stuff going on today in the world of football. You would expect that because the transfer window does shut tomorrow. Chris said, I'd rather take Leandro Demau in his current state now than Solanke. Leandro Demau. Let's have a look. How old do we think Leandro Demau is? Should we have a look? Leandro... Who, if you know, you know, right? Depending on how long you supported Spurs. If you know, you know, right? If you know, you know. Leandro Demau. Leandro Demau scores for Brazil. That was 11 years ago. How old? I'm just trying to find out how old he is. I don't know. Leandro, I don't know. Here you go. We were linked with him 11 years ago for about 4 years in a row. Wow. Ash said, I don't think Werner was a panic signing. I think we knew he had no intention of spending money on a forward for now, so bought in the cheap option. Possibly. For me, I just think it was really, really poor. But hey, it is what it is. Tony was smashing the championship too, but he hit 20 in the Prem. Yeah, I just think Tony's a much better footballer than Solanke all round when you watch them as well. Wilson T said, I think you've gone early with a VDV hype. When you say early, you do know that Mickey van der Ven played football before this season for Tottenham Hotspur, Wilson. Saw him playing last year. Top player, really good player. Got all the attributes. Cool, calm, collected, quick, good on the ball, good in the tackle. I don't know why have people gone early? What do you worry about with Mickey van der Ven? Daniel has said, I have this horrible feeling that Ange feels obliged to play Johnson because Levy paid 50 million. I've always had that impression about managers being under pressure to play crap players for Levy. Quite possibly. Cam has said, I want Spurs to be solvent, stick to the rules and finish as high as possible. The cheats might disappear. I mean, listen, Cam, have some ambition, man. What do you mean I want Spurs to be solvent? You're a football fan. When did we start talking like accountants? You're a football fan. I want Spurs to win trophies, mate. I want Spurs to show ambition. About talking about being solvent and rules, and you're a football fan. You're a new football fan if you're picking Romero over. Listen, for me, VDV is class. I said that all along. He's the best centre half at the club. I'm not changing my mind on that. He is class. Hey, Savva, I love the show. Thank you. In less than 20 words or so, can you give me your version of where we need to go from here? 20 words or more. Spurs need to show ambition and try to sign players that improve the first team immediately and not bench players. There we go. 20 words. Bang on. There you go. Probably wasn't the most eloquent thing I've ever said, but it's there nonetheless. Big up to Daryl Denton. Daryl Denton. Big up. Just putting in a super sticker. Always been here. As I said, I think you might have been my first subscriber back in April of 2022. So thank you so much for being with me throughout this whole journey. And thank you for the super chat. It's really, really appreciated. Super chats really do help. I'll never ask for them, but they do help. So thank you so much for that, Daryl. I really, really do appreciate you, my man. Thank you. Proud to be a Geordie has said Solanke hype is recency bias. Yeah, look, I think he's a decent forward. He's a decent forward. You know, I think if we look at the Premier League table, I think that all of the teams above us will probably be frustrated to sign him. I think if you're a Fulham, a Palace, a Wolves, then yes, but for me, not above that level. But you can't judge Solanke Savva. He's playing a mid-table team. Spurs didn't want Anthony Gordon. I can judge him. He's 26 years of age. He's 26 years of age. This isn't a... I give up. I just give up. Gordon was a young kid. I can't do it. Jay Kismet, who never walk alone, has said exactly at Savva, no top manager would sign Johnson and Werner. Club signings written all over it. We'll see. Bill has said, can you remember the Berbatov free kick at West Ham? No one seems to be able to do that anymore. Was that the one that was just a gentle clip over the wall? Not like a strike. It was like a clip. Madness. The question was on transfers. What do Spurs need to do? I stand by exactly what I just said. We need to show some ambition. We need to buy a top forward in the next year. We need to buy top midfielder. We need to buy some fullbacks, another centre half, and a sub goalkeeper. We've got a lot to do. Stackrow has said, if Donnelly can only get 5 minutes, we won't see more for another 3 to 4 years. Yeah. I mean, give Mikey Moore, isn't he like a 16-year-old kid? From what I've seen so far, Ange doesn't play any of these kids, so I can't see this happening, my friend. But hey, listen, stranger things have happened. Tap the interview. Where are we? Fun fact, Chelsea won as many trophies as Liverpool did under the Klopp tenure. Yeah, Chelsea are the most decorated club for the last 2 decades. Hang on, I'm just looking. Chelsea are the most decorated club for the last 2 decades. So that doesn't surprise me at all. Good day, Savva. Did you write Ange's press conference script today? Funny that when you call it how it is, you cop flack. But when Ange echoes your thoughts, it's lauded as gospel. Mate, it's mad. Yeah, it's absolutely mad. As a YouTuber, I say it. Oh, you're dreadful. Ange says the same things, and it's, give him time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's mad. Absolutely madness. Aaron has said, what's crazy is if you speak about Johnson on Twitter, everyone says Son and Bale had bad first seasons. So annoying. It is annoying because both of those two you could see were quality footballers. I agree. Phil Pierce said, all this speculation that Johnson is playing too much was meant to be a squad player, but has played too much due to injuries to others. This baffles me. Surely players always need a run of games. Phil, and of course, surely if he's your most expensive signing in the summer, he wasn't bought as a backup, was he? Mate, I'm with you. I don't get it. I don't get it. Leo has said, I think starting three at the back and wing backs going in midfield would make them good defensively. But the problem is there's no killer in front of goal. I can't see, if you're talking about Spurs, I can't see Ange doing that. I really can't. I don't think we need to. Listen, I'm not saying it couldn't work, but I do think it would completely change the team. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. Berahino would have cost more than some back then. Yeah, listen, you never know with players how it's going to go. You never know, do you, how these things are going to go when players sign. Berahino could have got a big move and gone on to be a great player. The universe didn't want that for him, and it didn't happen. But hey, Ronaldo has said, I would love Rashford as long as his off-field BS isn't ongoing once he gets his move. I mean, listen, I'll just say this. How much money are Man U going to charge for a player with 4.5 years left on his contract when he's homegrown? How much money do you think? Wild Chapo has said, one thing you have to say about Klopp, he plays the youth for homegrown. He does. He gives them... Klopp is in 4 trophies. Klopp is competing for all 4 trophies he's in. All 4? Yeah, all 4 trophies he's in. And he'll put in 18, 19-year-olds. Spurs wouldn't give Alfie Dorrington 5 minutes. You know, Anthony wasn't good at Everton, and look at him now. So Anthony Gordon was a young kid. Dominic Solanke is nearly 27. Why are we not understanding this? Yes, Kulu was an Ange signing. Yes, he was an Ange signing. Ange said in the summer himself he had the decision whether he could sign him or not, and he signed him. Let's not start rewriting history. Spurs had an option to buy, not an obligation. And Ange said that he signed it off. I'd like a Pender. See, again, a Pender, absolutely. Big up, Daniel Knight. Hope you're well. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, our best deadline day signing was Mickey van der Vaart. Absolutely. Keep smashing that like button, people. We've got 226 likes, just under 400 of you in here. Let's get that to 300 ASAP. I've got some super chats here as well. I really need to get to. Tigaro has said, hello, mate. Please tell me Solanke is a joke. I'm hoping. Tigaro, I'm hoping, dude. Listen, we can't be. Listen, Tigaro, surely even, I know you're more optimistic than me. If we sign him, surely that will start to tell all the fan base that this club is not serious. Big up, Tigaro. Thank you so much. I really do hope it's a joke. Jamie Allen has said, I would rather have Lucas Moura than Johnson. Me too. I would rather Lucas Moura or Bergwijn. I would rather all of those players than him. I completely agree. And thank you so much for the very generous super chat. I really appreciate that. And a very, very generous super chat here. So get yourself a nice lunch. Thank you very much. Do I have to spend it on a lunch? No, I'm joking. Listen, that's very generous of you. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. Super chats are always very well received, but thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Thank you to all of you for the super chats, and please keep smashing the like button, and please subscribe for anyone that hasn't already. Look, we are going along nicely. Well, we've gone back to where we were yesterday. Can we get that to 13,015? Can we get 5 subscribers by the end of the show? Let's see if we can. That would be great. No, I can't imagine we'd spend 13 million on Dybala because Levy would haggle the image right. Yeah, it just wouldn't happen. Aquasub said the club has claimed Kulu as a new signing over about 3 different seasons now. Yeah, it's so true. So true. Phil P said, what have Spurs got more of? Average players we sign for mega money or fans named Phil? There's quite a few of both. I reckon there's more Phils. I reckon the Phil army is in full force. In Phil force. Terrible dad joke there. Terrible. Big up to each and every one of you. Bored with this, I said, Savva, if you had to wait another 4 years until you win a trophy with Ange, is it worth that wait? I mean, when you say is it worth the wait, look, we've not won a trophy for so many years. I'm guessing when we win a trophy, It depends. What do we do in that meantime? You know, what's the football like? Where do we finish in the league? What's the cup at the end of in 4 years? If we win a League Cup after 4 years, is that a good return? It's a loaded question, so it's very difficult to answer. Aqua Sub said, I've got jackets that are older than Brennan Johnson. How can he be playing too many games at his young age? Frank, I hope this is right, mate. Media talk. We're not after Solanke. I hope this is right. He was meant to go to Stoke. He's going to Sunderland now. Is that? Are we talking about Romain Mundle? Yeah, I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna catch up on the comments. Sorry, I'm very far behind. I'm very, very, very far behind. Let me just quickly catch up, make sure I'm not missing any super chats or anything. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Fiona, another one who'd give VDV a rest. I tell you what, I'm staggered, to be honest. VDV is worth 100 million now. Listen, for me, yeah, I think he's brilliant, VDV. That's why I really wanted him in the summer. Lots of people going, oh, he's only from Germany. I think this whole players are from another league. Aquasub said, what's the chance of Spurs having a bunch of paid people to influence the fan base via chats and comments? Wouldn't be the first time, but explain a lot. I love the conspiracy theories. Giri has said, Savva, you are the best Spurs content creator. Oh, thank you. I'm sure many people would disagree with you on that. But love listening to you when this calm and not in heated debates. Yeah, listen, look, I get, yeah, listen, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But thank you. I really do appreciate the kind words. Daniel being sarcastic, saying we should give Vicario a rest. Yeah, get Fraser Foster in. No, I'm not opening that can of worms. Ren has said, Savva, talking about Ange, saying what you said, and people react totally different, just goes to show that people don't actually listen to what you say. Ren, I know there is this belief out there that everything I say is negative. There is this belief out there that I want Spurs to fail and that everything I say is negative, but they really don't listen, and they do put words in my mouth. As you said here, the amount of times people literally put words in your mouth. If they actually listen, you're entirely reasonable and it's straight facts. Listen, I just don't get carried away. I see everyone can do their YouTube how they want. Everyone can do their Facebook page, their Instagram page, their TikTok, their Twitter, whatever. They can put what they want. But for me, so much of football talk now is sensational. So much is sensationalism. Every time a player signs now, we're going to the nth degree to prove 15 million stats to prove why they're going to be a good signing when we've seen them play. I don't know. I just like to keep things simple. The proof is in the pudding. All these people that told me I was negative for saying we weren't in a title race, we're 8 points off the top. We're nowhere near it, and people want to talk to me about title races. So I do just try and I'm just trying to, just trying to be realistic with it. But Spurs fans, Ren, I'll tell you what, the Spurs fans and the Spurs community have told me I'm wrong about Spurs for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. And still we're not winning anything. And still we're buying average players. And still Levy's doing the same things. So, if I'm that wrong, we'll see. Yeah, exactly. I should be talking about the light show. Big up. Listen, I don't know why we would not want Mickey van der Ven to play. He's not played for 5 days. He looked good the other night. I don't know why we would not want him to play tonight. Puneet, I'm not the league gunner of the Spurs community at all. League gunner, while I don't disagree with a lot of what he says, league gunner is very adamant that everything has to be won right now. Everyone needs to buy world-class players. It must be now. I'm not that. I'm not that. Lee is welcome to his comments. Lee doesn't say anything wrong, but when people say me and Lee Gunner, I don't think that's true. I don't think we're the same. BVB David said Berbatov and Son Hong-min, Bundesliga Spurs. Yeah, absolutely. Good morning to the Big D. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well. Daniel Harris has said, how dare you want better for our club? We just want to be solvent, damn it. It's madness. We've got fans talking like accountants. It's madness. It's absolutely madness. Football is not difficult, right? Football is not difficult. if you buy quality players, you will get better as a football team if your manager knows what he's doing. It's not difficult. Yeah? Look at Arsenal. Arsenal haven't got better because they didn't buy better than what they had last season. It's that simple. Liverpool are better because Liverpool did buy better than what they had. They replaced older outgoing midfielders and replaced them with younger models. It's not rocket science. Man City win leagues because they buy quality players. Yeah, they've got a brilliant manager who gets the best out of them, but they buy quality. We seem to have this, I'm on a rant now, we seem to have this fan base that think that Postecoglou can come in, just buy average footballers and will upskill them all to be title winners. It doesn't happen. It's never happened. It's not going to happen. Postecoglou's a good manager for sure. Always said I wanted him. Always happy with him. But if you want him to pull up trees, give him the tools to pull up those trees. If you're going to send someone into the forest to dig up a tree, you give them the tools. You don't say use your bare hands. So for me, everyone just needs to just relax a tiny bit. Fox here said, Solanke is a solid player for a team like Bournemouth. However, when we were linked to him, couldn't help but think lazy scouting. Prem proven equals overpriced, and he's only been impressive this season. Really, really good comment. Really good comment, Foxy. Completely agree with you. And thank you to the person that just subscribed. If we can get 4 more today, we can hit today's target. That would be amazing. Paul has said Valise will be better than Solanke. I can't comment. I've not seen anything of Valise, to be honest. We've seen a couple of minute cameos. But again, another player we've bought, not played. And, Leighton. Right, let's talk about tonight's game then, shall we? Leighton, listen, we have to win tonight. My worry is our forward line. Yeah, I'll say it every game. My worry is our forward line. But we have to win tonight. We simply have to beat Brentford at home tonight. There is no excuses for not winning this game. Joseph, Astra said, how does Spurs convince a top striker to come? I think that you say to them, look what we've already done in 1 year. We're going to qualify for the Champions League. Convince them of that we are going to qualify for the Champions League. Whether we do or not, you've got to convince them that we are. Next year, we're going to go again. These are the types of players we're going to bring in. We want you to be part of that. We need a centre forward. You're going to be our main man. You're going to be playing with people like James Maddison and Bentancur and Mickey van der Ven and Porro. And surely that's the sell, isn't it? This is what we got planned for the club. But we have a fan base that on one hand are telling everyone about this plan and what we're building. But then when you say, okay, buy quality players, well, why would they come? Well, for the exact same plan that the fans are talking about. So that's how I think you do it, mate. Joseph has said, don't get me wrong. He might be an upgrade on Richie, but Solanke, not the player that keeps you on the edge of your seat. I don't think top clubs are worried about playing against Dominic Solanke. Let's be brutally honest. By the way, the link is going into the chat right now. Please do smash that subscribe button. Stanley Cushion said, when Dragusin gets a run of games, Romero will struggle to get it back in. Look, I don't look at it like that. I look at it that next year we're going to have a lot of games. Next year, depending on how far we go, we could have 55, 60 games of football. And if you do that, you're going to need all the centre-halves. You're going to need 4. Look at all the centre-halves that have played for Liverpool this year. You need centre-halves. You need rotation options. He's splashed all over the back page about Solanke. We'll see. We'll see about that one. We'll see about that one. Arsenal winning the treble. But you have to convince the player first. Sure, convince the player then. I agree. Proud to be a Geordie said football is a simple game made complicated by humans. Sure, Brian Clough said something along those lines. It is a very simple game. This is why VAR just overcomplicating everything. FFP overcomplicating everything. Just complications everywhere. It's not that difficult. Good morning to you, Derek Hutchison. Big up. Good morning to you, sir. I hope you're well. Now, listen, I hope you all like this new thing from me. Just me doing the shows every morning and doing the watch-alongs and stuff and just taking a breather from going on debates and panel shows and stuff. Leo Manish, so what's your take on the class strikers like Berbatov? Personally, he was my favourite striker, but it's criminally underrated nowadays and not mentioned also. Look, I'll come to the last part in a minute about Berbatov versus Haaland. Look, if Dimitar Berbatov played football today, he'd be worth 200 million. He'd be one of the best strikers in the world. Dimitar Berbatov was an enigma. He was very different to all the other strikers. To say you prefer Berbatov to Haaland, again, two very different footballers. Two very different footballers that did their work in different areas of the pitch. Dimitar Berbatov, for me, was absolutely world-class. He was sublime. He had one of the best touches I think I've ever seen from a footballer. And I say that ever that I've seen. He was just a joy to watch. Haaland is a goal scorer. I'll ask you this. Now imagine them in the same team. Now imagine Berbatov linking up with Haaland. That's scary. That's scary. Philly, big up, bro, has said, what you have there, Savva, is a Rumpelstein. Levy wants the manager to turn straw into gold. It's never going to happen. It's always been the way, though, isn't it? The problem is you're going to get some good signings. So you're going to get Maddison at 40 million, Mickey van der Ven at 40 million. But the thing is, you've got to keep doing those. You've got to keep doing those. And at some point, it's got to be that next level. Aqua Subs has said, surely the real point of a football club is to maximise value and earnings for the shareholders. Obviously, winning trophies, bringing joy to the fans and serving your community is just old-fashioned. Yeah, absolutely, mate. We should all go and do our accountancy. What are they called? The ACAs? Is it to be an accountant? Is it you have to be ACA qualified or whatever it is? I don't know. Yes, I'm paying a shed load of cash. I changed the word there. Yes, absolutely. Atletico Madrid, yeah, Atletico Madrid are doing bits, aren't they, this window? They are doing some bits. Tiger 299 has said exactly, we need a strong squad with a strong bench and use rotation so players don't get too knackered. Man Latata, it wasn't a childish comment. Proud to be a Geordie was bang on. Football is a simple game. I don't know. You're now a known football content creator. I don't know what that's got to do with anything. I wish I hadn't read this one out now. Grand Risings all. Big up Savva. I managed to get out of bed today. Life is good. Big up Richard. Yeah, always get out of bed in the morning. Make your bed. Have a cup of tea. Go for a walk. All is good. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Quality. The Q word. You hear me say it a lot, don't you? The Q word. Quality. People waffle a lot about a lot of other things. Quality. Give them time. This player could come good. Ange ball. This system. That project. Quality. I feel like we can manage to sign quality midfielders and defenders for lower fees, but when we sign forwards, we have to spend big. Our signing of forwards has been really poor lately for years and years and years for me. Been really, really poor. But hey, it is what it is. Stanikush has said, Berbatov made it look easy. He was like Matt Letizia. Yeah, Berbatov made football look very, very simple. What a player. Definitely not. It's quality. It's quality. Taz Z has said, thanks for your time, mate. What's your thoughts on Villa's front three? Would you be happy if they were our front three? When they're fit and firing, I would, yeah. When they're fit and firing, I would take Bailey, Watkins and Diaby. But look, they're going through a tough patch as well at the moment, aren't they? But they need to add quality. We need to add quality. It is what it is. Listen, everybody, I am going to leave it there. I've got a video coming out in a few hours. Please watch the video. Please like that for me. And we'll be back live at 6 p.m. tonight, unless Spurs sign anyone, and I'll do an impromptu. But please join me live at 6 p.m. Let me just double check. I'll put that in right. Yeah, join me live at 6 p.m. tonight for a watch along of Tottenham versus Brentford. Before we go, put in your score prediction for tonight. Tottenham at home to Brentford. I think it's got to be 2-1, 3-1 for me. I do think they'll score. I think they'll score a goal, but I think we should score more. We've got to win this. No doubt Werner or Brennan Johnson will score a goal and the fan base will lose their mind that they're going to come good. But 2-1 or 3-1 for me. Let me know in the chat. And can we get a couple more subscribers before the end of the show? The link is in the chat. Can we get a couple more subscribers? Look, there it is. There it is. Can we get a couple more? That would be amazing. And keep smashing that like button, people. We should be on 300. We're only on 252. Lots of, let's see, 3-1 Spurs, 2-1 Spurs, 2-1, 2-1, 2-0, 3-1. Yeah, I fully expect that. 2-1 with a late winner. Proud to be Geordie. A toothless 1-1. A toothless 1-1. Bill's got Bill. I tell you what, there's no excuses tonight if we don't win. There's no excuses. We've got to win this game. Guys, girls, thank you so much. See you back here at 6 p.m. Please join me for the watch along. Take care. See you later. And as always, come on, you Spurs.